So welcome back in my Vento Aureo series. In this episode we'll be covering volume 11, flight code null, head to Sardegna. And in this volume there's like the fight with notorious B.I.G. And yeah, let's go. So at the end of the fight with Guardo, there's Narancia that uses his like famous phrase, which is vola 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 vola. Thing is, volare via is wrong with this case because it's not conjugated. So the translation I'm using here, which is the Judge's Color Adventure, actually corrected this error and put it as vola via, which is fly away, you fly away sort of thing. While volare via, which is like the Japanese version, it's flying away in general. Flying away. I know it's the original, but it's wrong. So at the point they reach the airport of Venezia, and they talk about rabbits. And in the Marco Polo airport, there's rabbits. There's rabbits everywhere. It's famous. I don't know for what. I didn't know. There's carne. Remember to roll the R's. It's the notorious B.I.G. user. It means meat. Just meat. Here's a big chunk of meat. So at a certain point of the air flight, they talk about La Cala di Volpe in Sardinia, in northeast. And a thing about Sardinia, which is called Sardegna, it is known to be a very beautiful place, like as coastlines, as like seas. And the thing about, and she also said that my dad grew up in Sardinia, he spoke Sardinian. Dialects in Italy are very present, like very influential to even the inflection of how the people speak. So Sardinia is known to having a very particular inflection, and I'll make you hear an example, which comes from a film I made, who's called Neon Trinity III.
Oh! Quando la volete smettere con I vostri cori incensi, eh? C'è gente che ha roba da fare qui!
Don't mind it. I may be translating it in English if you want. It's just a thing I did once. But these are all the things in chapter 11. So I'll go on to chapter 12, which is My Name is Doppio. So one of the covers of the chapter is, with the one with Notorious B.I.G., is like them flying on top of clouds, and the view of the sky of that's Lombardy. That's kind of the plains of northern Italy. That's what you see when you go on a plane in Italy. And at a certain point in the notorious B.I.G. fight, you see Liguria. That's another place in Italy, which is usually called the seaside of Milan, because a lot of people from Milan and Pavia go there. So at the end of a fight with notorious B.I.G., they just throw the stand in the water, and forever it will be called the belly of the Tyrrhenian. I've never heard something like that. If you can find it, tell me, because I'm interested in finding something like that. But I didn't find it. And also when the boss is looking around the stuff, there's a Costa Smeralda thing. Costa Smeralda is the coast of Sardinia, which is very good looking place. So about this place, which is very relevant to the plot, I asked my friend who's also Sardinian, and he's the guy that spoke earlier, and this place is like a sort of like a mixed style house. It could be anywhere, and if you know specifically where this place is, because it may be not even in Sardinia but somewhere else, it's in Olbia, which is Olbia, but it could also be in Santorini and Orosei. And here is an example of a classic taxi scam that can happen to people. So be careful what the taxi does to you or not do. So there's like a presentation about Sardinia, and Sardinia is like a very particular place because it's very external to the troubles of the mainland of Italy in a sort of way. It's a very particular place. It has a very distinct feeling of it. and the definition is a land that exists beyond history is very, very correct. So here's the thing about Doppio. Doppio is the name of the guy. He's called Vinegar Doppio, double vinegar, which is a reference to his double personality. Doppio means double, and vinegar is vinegar. They didn't change that name. They didn't call him like aceto. It's just vinegar. And here's Risotto Nero. Risotto Nero is one of the most interesting concepts because it has so many meanings behind the name. So stupid. It means black rice. Yeah, black rice. And the thing about Risotto Nero is that black rice is made with ink, like the sea squid ink, and it has iron in it. So that's why his sand power is all based around iron in the blood. So risotto is a very like symbolic plate in Italy, like very symbolic dish in Italy. You can get it everywhere, and it's white. So and it's represent like the simple purity of the simple kitchen. So when you get like a black rice, there's something off. There's something evil within it. Like that's the idea behind the character. As a little history about black rice, is a Croatian recipe that got diffused by Venetian traders. And when there's a backstory about Risotto Nero, who killed someone because he killed his cousin once removed. So yeah, Sicilians have a very strong attachment to family. So like, if killing a dude just because he killed his cousin once removed is not the thing like out of the option. Like it's not so weird. And later on in the fight, he actually hides himself like an octopus, like using like the octopus thing. And those are all the Italian references I can find in volume 12. My name is Doppio. I hope you like that. I hope you like my enormous, intense night for the naming of Risotto Nero. And I hope to see you in another one.